Creating is a process that starts underneath the surface. Whether it's an idea that forms in our minds, or a seed beginning to sprout beneath the earth, or a baby growing inside its mom's belly. Creating is a process that can go fast, and it is a process that can take a long time. It is a process that is unpredictable, because it's life. When we create something that has its origins in a hurt self-worth, something we strongly identify with, we tend to expect results that give us validation, an outcome, a manifestation of some sort that is meant to fill that lack, to feed us back. I think that's absolutely human, but I also think that we need to be aware of it. A hurt self-worth stems from a lack of safety and security, sometimes even trauma. And that hurt can be passed on from generations to generations. It's like a deep lack, a need for acceptance, purpose, and appreciation, I believe. And it can be very existential. As much so that creative people, especially those who identify as artists, feel so intensely connected to what they want to bring to life that it can feel shattering to give creative energy into this world without receiving or manifesting anything at first glance. Especially if we're making ourselves vulnerable, if we share something from the depth of our soul, it can almost feel like a confirmation of that hurt self-worth, like a deep meaninglessness when we don't see, hear, or receive the results we desired. Here I think it is really helpful to get onto a meta level and look at the whole matter from a different angle. Let's do that together now, okay? By the way, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Nastya. This channel is called Embrace Yourself, Baby. And it's about exploring the entanglement of unconditional creativity and unconditional self-love. So come along for the ride. I'm so glad to have your company. Sometimes we're stuck on the surface level of things, literally. We compare ourselves to others. We try to justify and validate our existence, our worth, and the worth of what we create with external feedback. When we give a lot without nurturing ourselves along the way, we will get more feedback cravings. The need to be fed back will get stronger and stronger. And when we see that others get more validation, more feedback, that they create and grow with a faster pace than we do, we can feel left behind. And sometimes we depreciate ourselves. And then we might think, what's the point? I might as well give up, shut down, and not give creative energy anymore because it doesn't manifest the way I want it to. I don't know about you, but I am observing a real manifesting trend right now. And I think it stems from the human desire, to feel empowered and able to create our lives the way we want it to be. And I think that's generally a really good thing. The problem I'm observing within this trend is that the focus very often seems to be on outcome and on results rather than on source, which in my opinion is love and presence, basically. Very often I see titles like, do this and you will manifest in an instant, but some things just don't manifest that quickly. Some things just take time, and that's a good thing. Appreciation, gratitude, patience are key for thriving. And that often means a lot of inner work. Slow growth is rather underestimated and underappreciated. But it is so important and so valuable because it means gathering energy, building substance, strengthening our essence, our roots, until it's time for us to break through the surface. A friend of mine opened a YouTube channel recently, and she told me that it was really hard for her to cope with the fact that within the first days there weren't any views or any feedback at all. And because it was something so precious and vulnerable she had created, it felt so disheartening not to get any reactions at all. And I can totally understand that. And I told her that it's actually the rule and not the exception, and that some people that get lots of attention right away, lots of results, often tend to feel overwhelmed, really stressed and overwhelmed, because they suddenly feel this added pressure of measuring up. They didn't even have the time to develop that substance, that sustainability within themselves, So I think not seeing results and getting feedback right away can actually be a really good exercise to focus on ourselves and to explore which workflow gives us the most fulfillment and most energy, I mean, we shouldn't derive our energy through outcome and result, because they are fleeting, they are unpredictable, they don't belong to us. But what belongs to us is our source, our unconditional self-love. That's something we can practice, that's something we can get back to through inner work, And I think what will happen is that manifestation will come totally unexpected. I remember when I started working out after my pregnancy, I started really slowly and gently, deliberately, because I knew if I would start with a really high pace, I would probably injure myself. I've already experienced that. So, I started very slowly, gently, first with little units over days, then over weeks, then over months. And I didn't see any results for the first month, I think, for a very long time. And suddenly, when I was totally immersed, in this routine and totally got used to it and really enjoyed it, to be part of my routine, suddenly, out of nowhere, boom, I felt muscles, totally unexpected. And, they build deep within the tissue and they won't go away that quickly. And I think creating is also something that can be seen as an exercise, Sometimes it feels good, sometimes not so much, but if we're doing it out of an unconditional love for ourselves, it will literally become a power generator. We will be able to nurture ourselves with our creativity. And that's the best thing. That's better than any outcome, because, it's the present moment, which is all there is, basically. And I mean, of course we want to feel connected. Of course we want to feel that our work has some kind of meaning, some kind of influence, that we, can reach, move others, touch others in some kind of way. But I believe we have to find that meaning within ourselves first, and the rest will follow. My camera just overheated, but it's the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching till the end and for giving me your time and your attention. I really appreciate it, because it's really precious. And by doing that, you're motivating me to keep creating. So thank you so much for that. And I'm also always very curious to hear about your perspective on things. So feel free to comment. And if you want to stay in touch, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you soon. Until then, take care and stay safe.